Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Minnesota churches say they're being treated unfairly by Governor Tim Walz. Many are looking to sue the governor, saying if malls can open, worship services should too. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard spoke with church members in Moorhead to see if they plan on having in-person church before June 1st.
Catholic and Lutheran churches across Minnesota are going against Governor Tim Walz's executive order in resuming worship. Governor Walz gave the green light to restaurants, bars, salons, and barbershops to open with limitations. But places of worship were told to limit services to 10 people or less. Many service leaders are filing lawsuits, arguing if the Mall of America can be open, why can't church? The Diocese of Crookston provided a statement saying its decision to allow public masses beginning May 26th came after considering the worship they owe God and the rights of the faithful to the sacraments.
I'm kind of ambivalent about that. I mean, if they think they can gather safely and in good conscience they believe that they should open, then I say let them open.
Carl Bauckham attends Our Savior's Lutheran Church and owns a Christian supply store in Moorhead.
It was a Catholic bishop said something like, how does that make sense that, you allow dozens of people to gather in a retail space, but there's a church that's built for 2,000 people. Why can't there be more than 10 people?
Mary Sumala Folkerts is the lead pastor at Lutheran Church of Good Shepherd in Moorhead.
Instead of spending our energy on focusing on the things we can't do, we're focusing on all the things we can be doing.
She says her church is planning on having their first drive-in service June 14th.
We do want to have people gathered, but we want to do it safely.
So for now, most churches in Moorhead are staying virtual for the foreseeable future. In Moorhead, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
The Upper Midwest Law Center filed a motion Monday to suspend the enforcement of shutting down churches. A hearing on that motion will be heard in U.S. District Court on Tuesday. Church leaders say that they plan to keep church capacity at 33%. People would be spaced in pews and there would be one-way traffic and no choir. Positive cases have now topped 18,000 in Minnesota. The death toll has gone over 800. The state is reporting a total of 18,200 cases, an increase of 539 from the day before. The death toll increased by 32 to 809. 663 of the deaths happened in long-term care facilities. 12,488 people are listed as recovered. North Dakota saw its largest single-day increase in COVID-19 cases since the virus reached the state. 134 more people have tested positive, bringing the total to 2,229 confirmed cases. 2 more deaths have been linked to COVID-19, both men in Cass County with underlying health conditions. One was in his 70s, the other in his 90s. 1,340 patients are now listed as being recovered. Roughly 900 people will be laid off due to COVID-19 related impacts at Essentia Health. The hospital saying operational losses at the Essentia Health due to pandemic-related declines in patient volumes have now totaled nearly $100 million. Officials say 850 Essentia workers on administrative leave with benefits through July 31st, with the intention of being called back to work as needed. We're looking into the impacts that you could see the next time you need care, and we'll have that story for you tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10. We could sure use a break from that relentless wind. I'm betting everything blew off of Hutch Johnson's animated grill today. He joins us with a glimpse of tonight's weather planner. Hutch?
Yeah, the lettuce just blew right off of there today. Gusts over 30 miles per hour once again. And you are looking at Grand Forks, the home of economy camera right there. Off to the west-northwest, a few dark clouds out there. No rain in sight there yet, but the radar does show that we could see some. Gusts are still near 25 to 30 miles per hour across the region. There's the radar with plenty of clouds across the area. Just hit and miss sprinkles really showing up on the radar until we get up near Langdon. There's some more concentrated showers in your area. So tonight, really, most of us will stay dry. We will stay windy, Mike, so batten down everything that you do put on your grill tonight, as we'll be dipping down into the 60s. There is going to be a change in our wind and an increased chance of rain. I'll have all the details here in a minute on that.
All right, thanks, Hutch. 10 people have so far tested positive for COVID-19 in the Cass County Jail. 5 of the positive tests are staff, 5 are inmates. No one tested positive showing any symptoms. The Cass County Sheriff says plans are in place to limit the spread. And the testing was done Tuesday, so authorities are expecting more results in the next few days. A woman is in jail tonight, arrested for her alleged role in a stolen car. She was stopped by police at mid-afternoon along 3rd Avenue South in Moorhead. Investigators say that the car she was driving was stolen out of the Twin Cities. She was arrested for felony possession of a stolen vehicle. 2 people have been charged in that disturbance that we first told you about late yesterday afternoon in Moorhead. 31-year-old Courtney Smith was arrested for domestic assault and 21-year-old Trayvon Spears for assault and possession of stolen property. Police say that one of the 2 threatened people with a gun yesterday after around 5:30 in the 400 block of 16th Street South. Officers had guns drawn and ordered people inside the house to come out. Authorities say the man accused of attempted murder in Fargo earlier this week called his victim and threatened to kill him 1 minute before he tried running him over. Witnesses and a security camera saw the victim walking across the West Acres Mall's parking lot before being hit by Jason Anderson's vehicle. The victim fell to the ground, and while he was trying to get back up, Anderson sped up and drove over him. Anderson is accused of getting out of the car and punching and kicking the man several times afterwards. The man remains hospitalized in stable condition with multiple serious injuries. Amid the lockdowns and self-isolation, Sanford is reporting a doubling in violent crime injuries at its emergency room. The hospital says it believes those injuries are tied to domestic violence. They're seeing doubling of stabbings and domestic assault tied to kids being seriously hurt. This falls in line with increases that Fargo police have seen since the pandemic in calls for service compared to last year. But while hospitals are seeing an increase, a nonprofit tasked with helping victims says that they saw a decline when the pandemic first hit.
Quite a bit life-threatening, some serious head injuries, bleeding around the brain, inside the brain, broken bones, things like that.
Our productivity, if you will, dropped about 20%, which is pretty alarming for us.
The Rape and Abuse Crisis Center says things are starting to pick back up now, and if you are in need of help, you can call 211 for 24/7 assistance. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says a large supply of testing equipment purchased by the state has been intercepted and diverted by the federal government. Walz says the equipment, which is capable of testing thousands of people, was picked off somewhere in the chain by the federal government. The governor says he's yet to find out who approved it. The governor also says personal protective equipment, gowns on their way to Minnesota, never made it and were instead diverted away by the White House. Moorhead police have someone new to turn to as they deal with the stress of battling crime and protecting the public. In 2019 alone, over 220 officers committed suicide after battling the stress and trauma that come with the job. Moorhead authorities are trying to get ahead of the curve, partnering with MSUM and embedding a mental health expert in the department to help officers before it's too late.
We just had a recent officer start here that in the first 4 months on the job went to 9 different suicide calls, and 4 of those calls were suicides by hanging. And if you can imagine how that accumulates over a 32-year career.
The department's wellness coordinator specifically works to help officers at the beginning of their careers rather than only when incidents happen. Later on Valley News Live at 6, how a Minnesota woman is saying thank you to nurses on the front line.
For the 3rd straight day, temperatures warmest in northwest Minnesota, where the Lake of the Woods area saw near 80-degree readings again. The wind, it's been right back in business as well. Changes in that wind and some rain in your forecast. Details straight ahead.